Hey guys, so today what I want to do is I want to take you through my maternity binder for work. This is the first time that I've ever gone on maternity leave, and I actually went out on bed rest unexpectedly at 34 weeks. So I kind of put all of this together. I've been working on it bit by bit, and now it's finally finished. So I would like to share it with you. So I have everything. I believe it's a 1.5 inch or a 2-inch binder, and everything that I'm using fits right in it. So the first thing that I have here is I have a welcome page, and essentially the only thing it is a table of contents, as well as some helpful people who they should be asking or talking to in case they have any questions. And it's just like a nice little welcome, and then a list of everything that's in the binder itself. It's pretty straightforward, I think pretty typical, but again, this is catered to me and what I need in my classroom. So I have this, and the first thing that I give is our daily schedule, which I have already in my substitute binder, so it was easy for me to just pull it over, as well as our late start schedule. And that way they know the difference. And then I have attendance sheets here that go with our late start schedule. We give paper attendance on those days and not computer attendance. And as you can see, I have pineapples for students. And a little note, I leave a lot of these little notes for whoever my sub is going to be, in case I have any additional questions. So I have those paper clipped here for them. The next part of my binder is my daily routine. I don't have a ton of photos, but I don't know who my sub is going to be, especially since I went out so early. I wanted to make sure that they did that they're still able to teach my students and that they don't fall really far behind, because I still have 2 full units to get through. So I have my daily routine listed and basic expectations. Pretty typical stuff, what they would need, what goes on first thing when they walk into the classroom. Again, everything is customizable to your specific needs. But I feel like this would be super handy. It continues on to the back, and then I also give them helpful hints for each class, as well as helpful students for each class. And I have those listed here. And then we have our weekly routine for the kids, Monday through Friday, and then what they should be expecting, and then what those blocks contain. And this is specifically for our extracurricular block, our enrichment block, and then we have advisory at the end of the day. And then continued, this is specifically for the teachers, our meeting schedule during the week. And then that's all listed here for them. So in case they forget, they can just refer to it, but of course they can always talk to my teammates. The next thing that I give them is a class roster for every class that I see during a day, as well as the nicknames for the kids. So they can go through that. And then the next thing we have is our emergency procedures. This is something that goes into my substitute binder, so it was really easy just to pull it over. And it gives them what happens if there's a lockdown drill, if there's a fire, or if there's a medical emergency, I think is what it says. Anyway, so that's here. Again, as you can tell, they're all pineapples. Next thing I gave my substitute was my absent late work policy. I'm pretty lenient when it comes to absent and late work. I feel like if I assign the kids something to do, I want them to do it. I would rather have them do it than not, so I don't typically take points away. So I would really like it if my substitute would continue that, especially since it's how it's been going all year long. But everything is here. And then the next thing I give my substitute is the logins and passwords to our grading system and our learning management system. And then we also give them a little bit of information about the technology and who they need to connect with in order to get a school laptop, logins, all that fun stuff. And then this is like the big chunk of any maternity binder, and that is the curriculum timeline. I literally mapped out the rest of the year, and you'll see that in a moment. And this is, I also included all of my handouts that I would use. So this is essentially what I want them to teach. I did tell my substitute that they have the right to integrate their own ideas. It's completely up to them. But again, I don't know when they're going to be able to get a certified teacher in my classroom. So I wanted to make sure that they were prepared so that they could deliver anything in case we don't get a sub for the next 4 weeks or whatever. Okay, so curriculum timeline. This is how I broke it down for them. So I literally took calendar templates for each month that I'm going to be gone, and I filled in every single day what I want them to be doing. And then in the notes section, gave them like people they should talk to help them out. And then any like additional notes, like if there's state testing or whatever. So I have it for March through the beginning of June when we're let out. So I have all of those. So this is just like a brief overview. And then of course the substitute can cross stuff off, write stuff in. They can do whatever they want. I did this all digitally on my computer. And I will, in the bundle, this is also going to be a digital option for you. And I will link that in this blog post for you. So it goes all the way through April. I've included when they're having break, when there's no school, when they have bus duty, when they have meetings. I've literally put everything in here so that my substitute knows what's going on day to day. Excellent. So this is April. This is what May looks like. Projects, we have state testing, Memorial Day, late starts. Again, everything is here. And then June, it looks really empty because it's the end of school and it's 8th grade and the kids have a lot going on the last couple weeks of school. And this could always change due to snow days or whatever. I have built in to my schedule additional days. If anything comes up, snow days, schedule changes, I have a couple of days that give the substitute buffers in case anything does come up and takes a curriculum day away. So after my calendar general overview, what I did was I went through and gave like a brief overview of every single day leading up to the end of the school year. So I have the week of, and then notes, and then the actual individual lesson plans that go in here. And it gives like a little brief explanation of what I want the substitute to do. And then the substitute can modify or do what is needed from here on out. I mean, I've given them the tools that they need to, in order to, because our curriculum is aligned. So my language arts partner, she and I need to be teaching the same stuff. So it is crucial that they follow along with this, but they can deliver the material independently, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so I have weekly lesson plans all the way from last week, and then it'll extend all the way until the end of the school year. And everything is spaced out for them, and weekly notes. Again, I did this all on, this is all digital. I feel like it's easier. That way I have access to it in case something happens to this. Then I can literally just email it to my admin and they have access to it. Or I can email it to my literacy coach or my teaching partner and they have access to everything that's expected. So it goes through all the way until the end of the school year. It includes dates of formatives, summatives, quizzes, things that I want them to be doing. So pretty simple. So that's all that. And then the last chunk is the actual curriculum handouts. And that, of course, takes up the most space. This is for Shakespeare, and everything is here, paper clipped, and all the substitute has to do is make photocopies and hand them out, and they are ready to go. And then I also included the answer keys for the substitute if they wanted them, as well as copies of quizzes, because obviously they're not going to be handing that out to the kids until the day of. And everything is here for them. And then as well as for my poetry unit, which is the last thing that we do at the end of the year. And then everything is together and ready to go. This includes, you know, common projects that I do with my language arts partner, rubrics, everything that they would need. But they have access to everything, and I also gave them the answer keys. And that's literally all that I put in my maternity binder. Again, this is something, I've never done this before, so I really wanted to try and be as thorough as possible. I wasn't totally sure what the expectations were, and the fact that I was put on bed rest suddenly did make it a little difficult for me to try and throw everything together, but I do feel like this is pretty thorough, and I feel like it will help my substitute. So I will be bringing it to the school tomorrow, and hopefully they find somebody to cover for me. But if you guys have any questions about this or any suggestions on how to make it better, I would love to hear them. Shoot me a message, leave me a comment down below, find me on Instagram, anything would be great. So I would also love to know how you've set up your maternity leave. That would be really great for me to know as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you find it helpful, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.